Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Anita Anand with the Midday News. The headlines. Proceedings in Rajya Sabha disrupted by opposition on the issue of rise in fuel prices. National Committee to commemorate 75 years of India's independence to hold its first meeting in a short while from now. International Women's Day being celebrated. President, Vice President and Prime Minister extend greetings on the occasion. Prime Minister urges people to encourage entrepreneurship among women, purchases products from women entrepreneurs. Bihar and Maharashtra governments launch special vaccination drive for women. Over 2 crore 9 lakh COVID-19 vaccines administered to beneficiaries in the country so far. Defence and aerospace sectors receive FDI worth 4,191 crore rupees till January this year. Banks lower home loan rates to a 10-year low. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Kiran Rijiju flags off walkathon on the occasion of International Women's Day. Wrestler Bajrang Punia clinches gold in Matteo Pellicon World Ranking Series in Rome. And in hockey, India to take on Britain in fourth and final match of Europe Tour at Antwerp this evening. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki doori for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. The Rajya Sabha today witnessed multiple adjournments before being adjourned for the day amid the protest and sloganeering of Congress MPs over the issue of rise in fuel and LPG prices. As the House met after the first adjournment at 11 a.m., the Leader of Opposition, Mallikarjun Kharge, demanded to discuss the issue, which was rejected by the Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Harivansh, saying that the matter cannot be discussed. Earlier on the first day of the second leg of the budget session, Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge raised the issue of rise in fuel and LPG prices, saying that people are suffering due to the price rise. He said petrol prices have reached 100 rupees per litre and diesel price has touched 80 rupees per litre in the country. He said LPG prices have also gone up and excise duties have been increased manifold, which resulted in collection of more than 21 lakh crore rupees. Afterwards, Congress demanded a discussion on the issue and started a protest. The Congress MPs came into the well and started sloganeering. Chairman of Rajya Sabha M. Venkaiah Naidu urged the members to return to their seats, saying that he does not want to take any drastic step on the first day. Defence and aerospace sectors have received foreign direct investment worth 4,191 crore rupees till January this year. This was stated by Minister of State for Defence Shripad Yesso Naik in a written reply in the Rajya Sabha today. He said the government has taken several steps to boost the indigenous manufacturing of defence items. He informed that out of 304 contracts, 190 contracts have been signed with Indian vendors for capital procurement of defence equipment for armed forces in the past 5 years. Replying to another query, Mr. Naik informed that investments of more than 1,000 crore rupees have been attracted by the Uttar Pradesh Defence Industrial Corridor and 2,072 crore rupees by Tamil Nadu Defence Industrial Corridor.
The Environment, Forest and Climate Change Ministry has said that a total of 122 non-attainment cities, NACs, have been identified under the National Clean Air Programme. In a written reply in the Rajya Sabha today, Minister of State for Environment, Forest and Climate Change said that city-specific clean air action plans have been prepared and approved for 111 NACs. He informed that the government is taking several steps to curb the air pollution levels in the country by cutting down vehicular and industrial pollution. He said more than 2,200 crore rupees have been released in the financial year 2020-21 to tackle the problem of air pollution. He added that an amount of 2,217 crore rupees have been allocated for 42 urban centres for improvement of air quality. Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu today congratulated Congress leader Mallikarjun Kharge on becoming the new leader of opposition in the Rajya Sabha. On the first day of the second part of the budget session, Mr. Naidu expressed confidence that the vast and diverse experience of Mallikarjun Kharge will benefit the House significantly. He said Leader of Opposition plays a major role in smooth functioning of the House.
The Parliament will resume its normal 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. sitting from tomorrow. The decision was taken today in the meeting of the Business Advisory Committee of both the Houses, with members from across 20 political parties attending the meet. The members of both the Houses will be seated in their respective chambers and galleries. The Chair informed about the resumption of the normal timings in the Rajya Sabha from tomorrow onwards before adjourning the upper house for the day. Due to COVID-19, the two houses had adopted staggered timings, with Rajya Sabha sitting from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. while Lok Sabha was functioning from 4 p.m. till 9 p.m. BJP's Biswajit Daimari from Assam, Dinesh Chandra Jimal Bhai and Ram Bhai Mukherjee from Gujarat today took oath as Rajya Sabha MPs. Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu administered the oath to the new members.
The National Committee set up to commemorate 75 years of India's independence will hold its first meeting in a short while from now to discuss modalities relating to preparatory activities. The 259-member committee, headed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, will meet virtually. The committee includes union ministers, chief ministers, governors, as well as leaders of different political parties, including BJP President J.P. Nadda and Congress Chief Sonia Gandhi. Former President Pratibha Patil, Chief Justice of India S.A. Bobde, former Prime Ministers H.D. Devagowda and Dr. Manmohan Singh and Nobel laureates Amartya Sen and Kailash Satyarthi are also part of the committee. More from our correspondent.
The government has decided to commemorate 75 years of India's independence in a befitting manner at national and international level in the form of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The National Committee includes dignitaries and eminent citizens from all walks of life, including artists, sportspersons, business leaders, Gandhians and media persons. The committee will provide policy direction and guidelines for formulation of programs for the commemoration. The 75 years of India's independence falls on 15th August next year. The celebrations are proposed to be launched 75 weeks prior to this date on 12th of this month. 12th March is the 91st anniversary of the historic Salt Satyagraha led by Mahatma Gandhi. With Dipendra Kumar, Anupam Mishra, AIR News, Delhi.
In good news for home buyers, the interest rates on home loans have hit a decadal low as several leading banks slashed their lending rates in the past few days. Banks like State Bank of India, HDFC, ICICI and Kotak Mahindra Bank have reduced their rates to a 10-year low level. While the SBI and Kotak Mahindra were among the first ones to cut the home loan interest rates, HDFC and ICICI have followed suit in the recent past. ICICI has slashed its interest rates to 6.7% on Friday, in line with the SBI's March 1 move, offering the standard starting rate of 6.7%. The banks have said that the offer is valid till 31st of March. As of now, the lenders are also offering a waiver on home loan processing fees. Interestingly, borrowers having a good credit score and repayment history will be benefiting the most from the move.
Punjab Finance Minister Manpreet Singh Badal today made a slew of public announcements, including increase in various pensions in social sector, while presenting the budget estimates for financial year 2020-21 in the House of the Punjab Assembly. This is the last budget of this government. The Finance Minister announced to increase the social security pension given to elderlies, widows, orphans and people with disability from 750 to 1500 rupees from the 1st of July this year, and also proposed to increase the monthly pension for freedom fighters from 7,500 to 9,400 rupees with effect from the 1st of March this year. The budget session of the Delhi Assembly has begun today with the customary address of Lieutenant Governor Anil Baijal. In his address, Mr. Baijal highlighted and appreciated various welfare initiatives for people of all sections by the Delhi government during the corona pandemic last year. He said the Delhi government, together with the central government, garnered all resources to ensure preventive and curative actions to safeguard the lives of the citizens of Delhi.
More than 2 crore 9 lakh doses of COVID-19 vaccine have been administered to the beneficiaries in the country so far. Health Ministry said that a total of over 66,000 doses of vaccines were administered to the beneficiaries in the last 24 hours. Meanwhile, the country's COVID-19 recovery rate reached 96.91%, with a total recovery of more than 14,000 patients in the last 24 hours. The ministry said that more than 1 crore 8 lakh patients have already recovered from the disease. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 1,88,747, which comprises only 1.68% of the total positive cases. A total number of 18,599 new cases have been reported in the country in the past 24 hours, taking the cumulative positive cases to over 1 crore and 12 lakhs. The Health Ministry said 97 deaths have been reported during the last 24 hours, taking the toll to over 1,57,000 across the country. The government today said that 6 states have been reporting a surge in daily new COVID cases. They cumulatively account for 86.25% of the new cases reported in the past 24 hours. These states are Maharashtra, Kerala, Punjab, Karnataka, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu. Union Health Ministry said Maharashtra has reported the highest daily new cases at 11,141. It is followed by Kerala with 2,100, while Punjab reported over 1,000 new cases.
Telangana has reported 111 fresh COVID cases in the last 24 hours. With this, the number of cases reported so far in the state crossed 3 lakh. Recoveries have also gone up to 98.85% and over 2,96,000 people have recovered. 1,642 people have died due to COVID and other comorbidities in the state. The state has little over 1,800 active cases. The First Lady Savita Kovind today received her first vaccination dose at the Army Research and Referral Hospital in Delhi. Former Health Secretary Dr. Preeti Sudan also received her first dose of COVID vaccine today at AIIMS in New Delhi. Health Ministry said she inspires other eligible citizens to pre-register and get vaccinated on their turn. A total number of 17,243 persons immunized in the Union Territory of Puducherry till date, which includes 10,949 healthcare workers, 3,099 frontline workers and 3,195 general public.
In order to expedite the immunization drive, the central government has allowed round-the-clock COVID-19 vaccination. As far as Puducherry is concerned, the government set up 17 vaccination centers across the UT. According to the Health Department statistics, out of 409 persons tested, 14 new cases are recorded positive. With 19 persons discharged from the hospitals, the active cases stood at 171, which includes 83 in hospitals and 88 in home isolation. The recovery rate from the infection stands at 97.89%. In a recent tweet, Health Minister Harshvardhan said that people can now get vaccinated 24/7 according to their convenience. All private hospitals were also allowed to give the vaccines if they adhere to the laid down norms. Chandramohan, Air News, Puducherry.
You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Proceedings in Rajya Sabha disrupted by opposition on the issue of rise in fuel prices. National Committee to commemorate 75 years of India's independence to hold its first meeting in a short while from now. International Women's Day being celebrated. President, Vice President and Prime Minister extend their greetings on the occasion. Prime Minister urges people to encourage entrepreneurship among women, purchases few products from women entrepreneurs. Bihar and Maharashtra governments launch special vaccination drive for women. Over 2 crore 9 lakh COVID-19 vaccines administered to beneficiaries in the country so far. Defense and aerospace sectors receive FDI worth 4,101 crore rupees till January this year. Banks floor home loan rates in a 10-year low. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju flags off walkathon on the occasion of International Women's Day. Wrestler Bajrang Punia clinches gold in Meteor Pelicon World's Ranking Series in Rome. And in hockey, India to take on Britain in fourth and final match of Europe Tour at Antwerp this evening. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं,
Welcome back to the Midday News. International Women's Day is being observed today. The day is celebrated on the 8th of March every year to help forge a gender-equal world, celebrate women's achievements and their increasing visibility in every sphere of life. The theme this year is Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World. President Ramnath Kovind has called upon everyone to dedicate the occasion of International Women's Day to the honour, safety and empowerment of women and resolve that we will support them in changing every tradition and policy that hinders their progress. In his message on International Women's Day, Mr. Kovind said women are an inspiration to our family, society and the nation, and they are the essential base of the social structure. He said in India too, women have made their mark in every sphere of life. The President said with their distinguished role in all walks of life, they have contributed significantly to the progress of the nation. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that women are playing a leading role in India's quest to become Atmanirbhar. On International Women's Day, Mr. Modi urged people to commit to encourage entrepreneurship among women. The Prime Minister said today he himself bought a few products to celebrate women enterprise, creativity and India's culture. In a tweet, he said the exquisite hand-embroidered shawl made by artisans of the Todar tribe of Tamil Nadu looked wonderful. The Prime Minister said today he purchased one such shawl, which is being marketed by Tribes India. He said art by the tribal communities is spectacular. The Prime Minister said India is proud of the Naga culture, synonymous with bravery, compassion and creativity. Mr. Modi said he purchased a traditional shawl from Nagaland. The Prime Minister said Khadi is closely associated with Mahatma Gandhi and India's rich history. He bought a Khadi cotton Madhubani painted stole. Mr. Modi said this is a top quality product and is closely associated with the creativity of the country's citizens. The Prime Minister said he is eagerly awaiting to receive classic palm craft Nilavilakka made by women based in Kerala. He said it is commendable how the country's Nari Shakti has preserved and popularized local crafts and products. The Prime Minister saluted the indomitable spirit of women on International Women's Day. He said India takes pride in the many accomplishments of the women of the nation. Mr. Modi said it is his government's honour to be getting the opportunity to work towards furthering women's empowerment across a wide range of sectors. Last year, the Prime Minister had given his social media accounts to inspiring women from across India. Rajya Sabha Chairman M. Venkaiah Naidu has complimented the role of women. On the first day of the second part of the budget session, Mr. Naidu said International Women's Day is a day to celebrate the social, economic, cultural and political contributions and achievements of women. He said a nation cannot make progress without the progress of women. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar today said that the government has made concerted efforts to ensure that women can work in the best possible circumstances. In a tweet on International Women's Day, Mr. Javadekar said the government has encouraged greater participation of women in the workforce through a range of incentives. He said the government has also relaxed rules for maternity leave. Home Minister Amit Shah has saluted Nari Shakti on the occasion of International Women's Day. Mr. Shah said that Nari Shakti is a symbol of courage, bravery and dedication.
Tracing the origin of celebration of the International Women's Day, it first emerged from the activities of labour movements at the turn of the 20th century across North America and Europe. The first National Women's Day was observed in the United States, dedicated in honor of the 1908 garment workers' strike in New York, where women protested against harsh working conditions. In 1917, women in Russia protested under the slogan Bread and Peace, which ultimately led to the enactment of women's suffrage in Russia. In 1945, the Charter of the United Nations became the first international agreement to affirm the principle of equality between women and men. The UN celebrated its first official International Women's Day on 8th of March during International Women's Year in 1975. Government has said that more than 81% accounts under Stand Up India scheme and about 68% of loans account under Mudra scheme belong to women entrepreneurs. Finance Ministry said out of the total of Over 41 crore accounts opened under Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. Over 23 crore accounts belong to women. The ministry said these schemes have financially empowered women to lead a better life and chase their dreams of being an entrepreneur.
Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has said that the role of women power is significant for the new and Atmanirbhar Bharat of the 21st century. The minister said, as we transition from women development to a women-led development, let us celebrate and appreciate the accomplishment of our women power, not just today but every day. A report from our correspondent. We beg your pardon, we are not able to get you that report. The Bihar government has set a target to vaccinate 1 lakh women against corona across the state on the occasion of International Women's Day. Health Minister Mangal Pandey said the state government has planned mega immunization drive for women beneficiaries. Special arrangements have been made for women at all the vaccination centers. More from our Patna correspondent.
Vaccination center across the state has been decorated nicely on the occasion of Women's Day. All the health officers at the centers are women. It is adorned with balloons. The women beneficiaries are getting red roses on their arrival. E-rickshaws for women beneficiaries has been hired so that they could be taken to the vaccine unit. Women beneficiaries are being vaccinated on priority basis with a minimum waiting time. Arrangements have been made for online and on-the-spot registration at session centers. Women of the two categories, 60 plus and 45 with comorbidity, will be inoculated. Elderly women are being brought from their home to vaccination centers with the help of Jivika Didi and Anganwadi workers. Vagya mein Mandal 97-year-old women will get shot at IGIMS Patna this afternoon. Women doctor has been deployed at session centers to supervise COVID vaccinated women. Services of Jivika Didi of self-help group, Anganwadi Sahayika and Asha workers will be taken for vaccination. The health department has felicitated 10 women in each district of the state who have done exemplary work during COVID. With Kekilal's report from Patna, Sanjeev Jasrotia, AIR News.
Maharashtra Health Department started 5 special women vaccination centers in each district of Maharashtra on the occasion of International Women's Day. Corona preventive vaccination is underway in the state. Today, on the occasion of Women's Day, 5 special vaccination centers for women have been started in each district. Celebrating the International Women's Day today, Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray congratulated women and said that Maharashtra is safe, but let's swear to create a more secure environment. Women visitors will be allowed free entry to all centrally protected monuments today to mark International Women's Day. Archaeological Survey of India ASI said both foreign and Indian women visitors will be allowed free entry to all centrally protected monuments. There are 3,691 centrally protected monuments under the ASI.
On the occasion of International Women's Day, All India Radio News is honouring women achievers from diverse fields by bringing their stories. Today we will bring to you the stories of women influencers from the field of defence and administration. Border Security Force, the first line of defence, currently has 140 gazetted female officers and 473 women are holding non-gazetted posts. More in this report.
BSF started recruiting Mahila constables on regular basis in 2008. They are performing duties on the border at Jammu and Kashmir, Rajasthan and the Northeast. Women in the force are given the same training as their male counterparts. They perform duties equivalent to their male counterparts. Talking to All India Radio News, Sub Inspector Sarita Kumari shared her experiences.
पार्टी तरफ से फायरिंग हो रही थी और उस टाइम हमारा खाना बना ही हुआ था, लेकिन इतनी हैवी फायरिंग थी कि हमें खाना खाने का मौका भी नहीं मिला। तो हमने भी उनको रिटाइलेशन लिखा और उसकी जवाबी कार्रवाई में हमने भी फायरिंग काउंटर पार्टी। हमारी ड्यूटी सेम जो मेल होता है वैसे ही रहती है, वही 0 लाइन पेट्रोलिंग पे हम भी जाते हैं अपने ट्रूप्स के साथ में।
फीमेल कांस्टेबल मनप्रीत कौर सेज,
से एक जज्बा था यूनिफॉर्म पहनने का और वो मौका मुझे बीएसएफ में आके मिला। जैसे एक सोल्जर को ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है वैसे हमारी ट्रेनिंग होती है। बीएसएफ की यही खासियत है, आखिरी गोली आखिरी दम तक लड़ते रहना।
These women feel that more and more girls should come forward and join the forces. Diksha Saxena, AIR News, Delhi.
News Services Division of All India Radio has focused on women issues and women achievers in its news bulletins and talk shows to mark the occasion of International Women's Day. A daily capsule on women achievers is being aired in major news bulletins. Daily Corona Jagrukta series live phone-in program with public and women medical experts is being held from the 3rd of March at 9:30 to 10 p.m. In world news today, special emphasis is being given to Indian women making their mark in global arena.
This International Women's Day, AIR News brings you a special 15-minute program, Women on the Move, highlighting the achievements of women in a diverse range of fields. Tune into the Spotlight on FM Gold 100.1 MHz at 9:15 p.m. on 8th of March to listen to this program highlighting the grit, determination and success of Indian women. The fourth edition of Prime Minister's Interaction Program Pariksha Pe Charcha will be held this month. The program will be held virtually. Through this program, Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold a brainstorming session with school students, teachers and parents in connection with the upcoming examinations. The registration process for the program is underway on MyGov platform and it will remain open till Sunday. Talking to AIR News, Rakhi Agarwal, a teacher of Guru Gobind Singh Public School, Bhatinda, Punjab, has said that the program is helpful for the students to recover from the stress and tension of exams.
It will be very inspirational for the student to talk to Prime Minister and know about his life and it will be helpful for the student to recover from the stress and tension of the exam. It is very much helpful and inspirational for students.
Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju today flagged off walkathon on the occasion of International Women's Day and to celebrate 125 years of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's legacy. The walkathon was flagged off from Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium, New Delhi. Mr. Rijiju said women's empowerment is the priority of the government. He said Indian women are giving exceptional performance in various international sports disciplines and the government is providing an equal platform to all.
Indian women are performing exceedingly well. We are giving equal platform, but I'm happier if our women are performing better. हमारे लड़के अच्छा परफॉर्म करते हैं तो अच्छा लगता ही है, लेकिन जब महिला परफॉर्म करते हैं तो और ज्यादा अच्छा लगता है, क्योंकि हम चाहते हैं कि हमारा जो देश के बेटियां हैं वो बहुत ही मजबूती से देश में आगे बढ़े, ये हमारा काम है.
In wrestling, World Championship bronze medalist Bajrang Punia has clinched a gold medal by defeating his familiar rival Tolga Timur Oker of Mongolia in the Midday of Peloton World Ranking Series event in Rome. Bajrang defeated Oker 2-2 by criteria in the final of 65 kg freestyle event. The Indian wrestler walked away with a gold medal after getting a two-pointer in the last 30 seconds. This is Bajrang's second consecutive gold medal at the Midday of Peloton event, as he had finished on the top of the series in January 2020 as well. In men's hockey, India will take on Great Britain this evening in their fourth and final match of the Europe Tour at Antwerp, Belgium. A resilient performance from the Indian team against Great Britain in their third match on Saturday saw them play out 1-1 draw.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. National capital Delhi may witness strong surface winds. Minimum temperature was 19 degrees. Maximum is expected to be around 31 degrees. Srinagar may witness a thunderstorm with rain. Minimum temperature was 6 degrees. Maximum will be nearly 13 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have generally cloudy sky with light rain. Leh will have generally cloudy sky too. Minimum temperature was -6 degrees. Maximum around 7 degrees. Gilgit will have a generally cloudy sky. Muzaffarabad is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Proceedings in Rajya Sabha disrupted by opposition on the issue of rise in fuel prices. National Committee to commemorate 75 years of India's independence to hold its first meeting in a short while from now. International Women's Day being celebrated, President, Vice President and Prime Minister extend greetings on the occasion. Prime Minister urges people to commit to encourage entrepreneurship among women, purchases products from women entrepreneurs. Bihar and Maharashtra governments launch special vaccination drive for women. Over 2 crore 9 lakh COVID-19 vaccines administered to beneficiaries in the country so far. Defence and aerospace sectors receive FDI worth 4,191 crore rupees till January this year. Banks lower home loan rates to a 10-year low. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Kiren Rijiju flags off a walkathon on the occasion of International Women's Day. Wrestler Bajrang Punia clinches gold in Matteo Pellicon World Ranking Series in Rome. And in hockey, India to take on Britain in fourth and final match of Europe Tour at Antwerp this evening. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.com and News on AIR app. And with that, we end the Midday News.